This is how psilocybin mushrooms will change your life. And it's all about the inner child, okay? I'm gonna explain why in a second. But first, the main thing you need to understand about any psychedelic, but especially psilocybin mushrooms, is that it opens your subconscious mind, right? When we move through our day-to-day life, even though we are mostly driven by our subconscious mind, we have limited access to it. It's like the deep parts of our programming, the motherboard, underneath the hood. And this is to protect us, because the more open the subconscious mind is, the more likely you are able to be affected by external influences. So it is a protective mechanism that our subconscious mind is guarded, is closed off, a closed circuit. As we age, as we get older and older, we become more solidified in our being, in our identity. As we gain more and more experiences, they congeal, they come together to create the individualized persona that is you watching this video right now, and me speaking to you in this video right now. Both of us, or all of us, have gone through life, accumulated experiences, and they've stacked up to create you, me, us, okay? So in your regular day-to-day, with a sober mind, your subconscious mind is closed off because you don't want too much external influence, right? The more open your subconscious mind is, the more vulnerable you are to positive and negative influences, but also you're more impressionable. What somebody says will have a deeper effect. Emotionally, physically, spiritually, everything will be more intense. You are more vulnerable. So as a protective mechanism, you limit your access to your subconscious mind. It limits other people's access and your own access as well. Psychedelics changes that, blows the door open, and makes you more open, vulnerable, connected, perceptive. It increases your sensitivity to everything, including the five senses, but even on an emotional and even deeper on a spiritual level. It opens you up. And that's why it's key that you do them, psychedelics, especially psilocybin mushrooms, in a nice, natural environment around people you trust. I recommend, if you've never done it before, in sunlight, and do not go over 3.5 grams for your first time. Nature, sun, less than 3.5 grams, people you trust, and set an intention. I recommend healing your inner child because psilocybin mushrooms are most effective for healing your inner child. Now, why is that? I mentioned that before. Because it opens your subconscious mind and expands your awareness into areas that you didn't know before. You are impressionable and open like you were when you were what? A child. The time of your life where you were most impressionable. When you are born, you are literally an open sponge. Your coding hasn't even been, you're a blank slate. The coding hasn't even been put in yet. In this incarnation. Obviously, you do come in with some coding. That was a little bit presumptuous, my fault. You do have from past lives, your parents, generational trauma, karma. You do have stuff, right? But a lot of the CPU, a lot of the software, whatever it is, I'm not a computer guy, but you get the point. A lot of it is open to be filled in with whatever code life gives you. So because you open up your subconscious mind on psilocybin mushrooms, your awareness is expanded. You go through a certain age regression because you are perceiving the world as if you are a child when your expanded awareness, or when your awareness was that expanded, when your subconscious mind was that open. And you start to feel then the emotions from your childhood, the things that you've repressed from your childhood. Because as an adult, your subconscious mind is mostly childhood, is the beginning stages of your existence. It can be past lives, it can be intergenerational, it can be spirits and a whole other, I don't know, retinue of crazy things, but for the most part, the majority of your subconscious mind, especially on something like psilocybin, if you're not doing a crazy dose, is going to be your childhood experiences. And you're gonna feel like a child again. This gives you the perfect opportunity to heal your inner child because you are dealing with the emotions, the memories, the energies, the perspectives of your child version, your inner child, while also being an adult who can hold space for this part of yourself as a conscious creator. Now, this is why also it could be important to have a guide with you to act as that more adult presence in the area, in the space, because not everyone can do it for themselves. But if you come in with an intention, you're going to re-experience some of the trauma, some of the difficulties and the negative emotions, or let's keep it simple, the things that you repressed from your childhood will come up because your subconscious mind is opening up, your awareness is expanding, and you are regressing. You will notice that people on shrooms act more childlike, act more carefree and goofy and unpredictable. They are very similar to children because of this age regression, this opening of the subconscious mind. Because the identity has fallen away. The default mode network has gone offline for a little bit, taken a break. The ego is weakened. All right? So this is how it changes your life, because you can retroactively heal the past in the present moment by opening up your subconscious mind and dealing with the things that you didn't or weren't able to deal with when they happened to you as a kid because you were a kid. You didn't know how to deal with your parents yelling at you or getting hit or getting abused in whatever way you were abused. But as an adult, you can come in as a new parent or a new figure, higher self, coming to your inner child to process and work through the things you didn't get to do in the moment. That's really what it is. It opens up your subconscious mind, regresses you down to your child version of yourself to process the things that weren't processed in the moment. It's almost like doing old homework that's due. Okay? Pretty simple. Can be painful, can be difficult, but very simple. Drawing a nice little illustration. Conscious mind, small sliver of your existence. Subconscious, as we just talked about, and then the deepest part is the unconscious. Usually inner child hovers around here, and then at the bottom you have the collective unconscious. Can also be known as the astral realm, spirit realm. Not really relevant to this conversation unless you do a shit ton of psychedelics. Then you might just rock it all the way down here. That's why I'm saying don't do it more than 3.5, because you might start dealing with stuff that's not even related to your own individual consciousness, identity. You might go right past your inner child and into a past life or some crazy shit. So keep that in mind. Don't do too much if you're gonna do it. You also don't have to if you don't want to. You can just watch this video out of curiosity to see what's all the fuss about. There's obviously a lot of other stuff that's in the subconscious, in the unconscious, but we're just keeping it simple for this very, I know, poorly drawn illustration that I've made for you. Inner child's usually locked away with all of its negative emotions, and insecurities as a form of protection. Because imagine if you're an adult walking around like a child, you're gonna get creamed. The bumpers are down. The protective mechanisms externally set by caretakers, adults, parents are gone. You have to do that for yourself. And so that usually means that your inner child is locked away in a prison, which makes your life dull, meaningless, pointless, joyless, affects your relationships. You feel disconnected, you feel depressed, you don't have guidance or purpose, or there's no reason. That's your inner child. You're not creative. Life doesn't seem like it's worth living. Repressed inner child, man. Locked away. The fun, joyful, creative, spontaneous, beautiful aspects of your being locked away in a box to protect you. Psilocybin opens up the prison for the inner child to come out and to play. To transform this part of yourself and integrate it into your being so it's no longer this disconnected, shut away aspect of your being, but a genuine part of yourself you are able to express consciously without getting drunk, because that's usually how most people try to process their inner child shit. Alcohol. That's why you see people rubbing up on each other like they're drunk children. You'll notice there's an age regression with alcohol when people get drunk. That's an unconscious form of healing your inner child. And you know it doesn't work because people continuously drink. They need alcohol to socialize. They need to drink to connect with another human being. Tragic. Or you can do it consciously through inner work, shadow work, or psychedelics. My favorite being mushrooms. Finally, this is Terrence McKenna, the psychonaut goat, one of the most articulate men to ever grace the face of this planet. Tried almost every psychedelic under the sun, and believe he has some wisdom to share with us today. He said, life lived in the absence of the psychedelic experience is life trivialized, life denied, life enslaved to the ego. That default mode network I mentioned earlier, the processing, the coding that has come from your existence, that persona that's been built up from living life, that's the ego. And if you want to transcend the ego to transform it into something that feels more happiness and positive emotions and creates the reality that you actually want to live, psychedelics is a powerful way to go deeper underneath, to rip open the motherboard, to look under the hood, to fix things at a deeper level, more fundamental level, as opposed to staying up on the surface and talking about your problems. Now, psychedelics are not for everyone, right? They're not for everyone. And if you don't feel called to them or you don't deeply resonate with experimenting with them, then don't force it. And if you want a more gradual, a less invasive, less intense form of healing your inner child, doing this inner work, going into your subconscious mind to transform the parts of yourself that need healing, I've created a transformation guide, which is a step-by-step process to healing the different parts of yourself inside to transform your external behavior, your healthy habits or your bad habits into healthy habits. You can get the link down in the description. I appreciate your time. Cheers.